Welcome to 5 Minutes in the Word, a daily devotional in the Word of God. I want you to imagine for a moment that you're sitting in a room, a relatively quiet room that is, and all of a sudden someone walks in and they just start clanging cymbals together. You know, at first maybe you try to ignore them and try to look the other way and keep focusing on what you're doing, but they just keep getting louder and louder and louder to the point where it feels like they're just right up in your face, and to where you have to just kind of look at them, and it draws your eye, it draws your attention. And that's oftentimes what they wanted. They wanted to draw your attention. In our world today, so many people do things, and you can see it all over the internet. They do things just to draw attention to themselves, and they act like clanging cymbals. And everywhere they go, whether it's good or bad, they just want people to notice. And actually online, when these things happen, it goes viral, and everybody hears about it, and everybody wants to know about it. And whether it's good or bad, people just flock to it. And a lot of people, they just crave that kind of attention on their self. And that's something that we really need to be careful of in our lives, that we're not focused so much on the self that we forget what's truly important in life. Now today I want us to turn to a text in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, and I want us to talk about these clanging cymbals. And you might think, well, Derek, that context is talking about, the miraculous, the spiritual gifts, and you're absolutely right. But there was something that was missing there in those spiritual gifts that I think will help us in today in everything else we do. Now, granted, in today's world, we do not have the miraculous gifts of the first century. As we're going to read today in the text, that those miraculous gifts have gone away. But there is something that is mentioned in this text today that will help us to be better for God, better for ourselves, better for all of humanity, so that we can live a life that is pleasing before God. And so I want to start off there in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, starting there in verse 1. It says, "Though I speak with the tongues of men and angels, but have not love, I have become sounding brass or a clanging cymbal." And that's kind of where we got our imagery from today, is this idea of, speaking with these tongues, but have not love. I've become like a clanging cymbal. It's just noise. And it's not really of any value. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understanding all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I can remove mountains, but have not love, I am nothing. So it goes on talking about prophecies, and having all these, understanding and these gifts, and they had the faith to move mountains. If you have all these things, but you still don't have a love, he says you have nothing. And so then, though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned, but have not love, it profits me nothing. And I think that last one especially, that we can really relate to, because, a lot of people do a lot of good things. Unfortunately, a lot of people do a lot of good things just to bring attention to themselves. And so I think we really can especially connect in our modern context with that one specifically. But notice this. Notice what the answer is. Notice what the answer was to people misusing, the spiritual gifts and not giving the right attention, and what really is the answer today for us trying to draw all the attention to ourselves. The answer is love. And it says love suffers long and is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not parade itself, is not puffed up, does not behave rudely, does not seek its own, is not provoked, thinks no evil, does not rejoice in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth, bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails. Whether there are prophecies, they will fail. Whether there are tongues, they will cease. Whether there is knowledge, it will vanish away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect has come, then that which is in part will be done away. When I was a child, I spoke as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. For now we see in a mirror dimly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then I shall know just as I also am known. And now abide faith, hope, and love, these three, but the greatest of these is love. Here we see, in the middle of a conversation about the miraculous gifts, you're going to see a conversation about love, because this is the more excellent way that God was trying to show, through the Apostle Paul, through this writer, was trying to show the first century church that they needed in their life, that the miraculous gifts, as we talked about here in the text, they were going to go away, but love was going to endure forever. And that's something that in today's world, in our life today, we don't have the miraculous gifts anymore, but we do have opportunities. We do have opportunities to do good. We do have opportunities to serve and to help people and to do all these kind of things. But are we living life just for ourselves? Are we living life so that people will look at us and so we can have this, viral moment online where everybody says, oh, wow, did you see what, such and such did? Or instead, are we living life for God? As you notice there, as we went through the discussion on love, you see love is not about self. No, love is pretty selfless. Love, true love, is something that is going to help, elevate and serve and to uplift and encourage others. And it's not going to be focused on what necessarily I always want and what, I always think would be fun. Instead, it's someone that truly that lays it all down the line, for others. And that's what God did. He loved us. He loved us so much that he sent us his son. And his son, Jesus Christ, he loved us too. He loved us so much that he went to that cross for you and for me. And so today, when we think about our lives, let's think about, who are we living for? What's our purpose? Why are we doing what we're doing? Are we doing it for selfish desire and for those viral moments in life? Or are we doing things because we love God and we want to serve him? Each and every day, let us show our love by not only the things we do, but by the words we say. And let's choose to live for God each and every day.